Hey guys, I'm Sarah, and today in the Copper and Cloves kitchen we are going to be talking about energy balls. Energy balls are some of my favorite snacks. Look how delicious and little squidgy yummy balls of goodness they are. So what are energy balls? Energy balls are a mixture of nuts, dried fruit and coconut, and then they can be customized and flavored with whatever your favorite flavor combinations are. And why are they so great? Look how portable they are. You can just put them in a little box, take them to the gym or to a yoga class. They're the perfect pre or post-workout snack, or you could even serve them. Look how nice they look. You could even serve them at the end of a nice brunch or dinner with your friends. So stay tuned for my secret formula on how to make your own energy balls. It's a foolproof method to make energy balls with things which you have in your pantry and to customize it so it's the perfect energy ball for you. How do we make energy balls? It's really simple. All you need is a blender, some nuts, dried fruit, and fresh coconut. That is your basic energy ball recipe. And the secret formula that I mentioned before is you need to have equal weight of nuts, dried fruits, so in this case I'm going to use some dates, and some raisins, and fresh coconut. Yeah, about right. So the idea is, as long as you keep those ratios in the same proportion to each other, you can really play around. So I use cashews, but you could obviously use peanuts, almonds, walnuts. As long as you get that in an equal weight to the dried fruit that you use. So I use dates, raisins, you can use dried berries, you could use dried apricots, and then fresh coconut. So if I'm using 100 grams of nuts, a blend of 3 different nuts, I need 100 grams of dates and raisins. It could be in any proportion you want, plus 100 grams of fresh coconut, which you've just opened. So that is the formula. If you get those 3 quantities in the same formula, you can really play around and still have the perfect texture of energy ball to roll out into balls every time. So I'm just gonna blend this up. Fresh coconut, so good. So I've blended that up, and it is the perfect consistency to roll into these energy balls. But this is where it gets interesting. So we've already added our equal portions of nuts, dried fruit, and fresh coconut. But now we can begin to get creative. So these ones which I made earlier are more rich and decadent and chocolatey, and to achieve that, I added a couple of tablespoons of cacao powder. So mix it through and start rolling them up. If you wanted to make them more coconutty, you could add dried coconut, or if you wanted to add a protein kick, you could add your favorite protein powder at this point. So all of those are kind of dry ingredients. So if the mixture becomes too dry and crumbly to roll into balls, you just need to balance that with a bit of moisture. So you need to add the gooiness of a couple more of your dried fruit. What I did with these ones was I added a tablespoon of nut butter to, again, just balance that dryness of the cacao. Or you could add a splash of coffee if you like coffee and again want to give it that rich flavor. Or if you want to balance it with freshness, a squeeze of orange juice or lemon juice at this point would also balance the dryness. So what you're looking for is that consistency that you can roll into balls. So I flavored these ones with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of orange juice. And now all that's left is to roll them. So you just get a nice kind of bite-sized chunk. You can make them any size you want. You can make them bigger if you're serving them as a dessert. You can make them smaller if you want a whole bunch to give to your kids. So it's super easy, as you can see, to roll them into a little ball like that. And then the best thing to do is just to roll them around in something dry. So in this case, I'm going to use some dried coconut to go nicely with my citrusy thing. So I've just rolled it around in the dried coconut, and that will stop it sticking to each other or to the packet or box or whatever that you put it in. So there you go. I'm just gonna roll the rest of these out. So to recap my secret formula for making your own energy balls. Start with something dry, like nuts, seeds. Equal weight to dried fruit. Anything from raisins to dried figs or apricots. Then equal weight of fresh coconut that you've smashed open today. Then to your taste, you get creative with your ingredients. So squeeze of citrus or a dash of citrus zest, tablespoon of nut butter, raw cacao powder, a splash of coffee or raw coffee powder, sprinkle of sea salt. This is where you get to play around a little bit. You just need then a blender, whiz everything up and roll it into balls, and you've got your energy balls. Done. Oh, good. And so easy.